Hello, this is Notaspringchick, and this is MBN's holiday shopping tips. These are, actually for holiday season 2010, and I've got my top 15. Yes, these are actually my personal holiday shopping tips. This is not theoretical. This is not, because I know I've read some of the other ones. I'm like, what? You've got 3 ideas? 5 ideas?
She's been getting these plans together since she was an egg.
Yes. I happen to have a family that does enjoy shopping.
They're professional shoppers.
I do, probably could be. I know my father never believed in paying full retail. And I do try to avoid paying full retail unless I absolutely have to. But you know, all these different ways to shop, and especially for the holidays, because there's some people that hate shopping, right? But this season more than ever, I would say it's buyer beware. And you're thinking, why buyer beware? And I think a lot of it has to do with everybody's, well, no, maybe not everybody. Maybe if you work for Google,
Yeah.
you're flush with cash. But I think for most people, we've got tighter wallets this year.
Yeah, and my interjection, because my father was a policeman, and my mother basically is from New England. My father would basically on the one side about the buyer beware. My mother was just cheap. That's just New England. But look at God awful. Go to the stores before you go shopping. Period. Because some of the items you think that are on sale, they're actually cheaper somewhere else at their normal price. Because that's my big thing. We will tell people. We went out yesterday and we went into Costco and we saw a television set, exact same set that's going to be on a Black Friday thing. It's only there's $2.99 on Black Friday. $2.19 is just regular price. That's an in-store price. It's not discounted. That's $2.19 a regular price. You're not getting a bargain.
Yeah, that actually has to do with knowing your pricing.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, which we didn't even put on here. We got read the fine print. Oh, we do have price matching.
Yeah.
So we do have.
That gives me another thing we hadn't even thought of before. The new cell phones have got barcode readers.
Oh, you are getting ahead of me.
Oh, I didn't. I just got excited. We've been playing with their barcode reader. We've been going up the things.
Actually, you can grab me my cell phone and we'll go.
No, I don't know where the cell phone is at. But no, I just thought of it because we've been playing with that to see what, we've actually been going into things and reading the barcodes. Well, so we're weird. So, no, you'd be surprised at the fact that some of these barcodes, some of the things they got in the spots they don't match the barcode. So
yeah,
when you go up front, you find that out the hard way.
So part of it is these are my 15 holiday shopping tips. We may sprinkle some more things and expand them along the way, but I will tell you probably one of the most important thing is I make a list and check it twice.
Yeah.
And 3 times and 4 times and 5 times. Because the best way to budget and make certain you didn't leave anyone out is to make a list. Because there's always things, okay, let's see. You've got your immediate family, you've got your friends, you've got your extended family, you've got the people that help you, whether it's the gardeners, the newspaper delivery guy, the lady that cuts your hair.
No.
Right?
Yeah, all those things. No, but a list is important. I actually my grandmother forgot me one year. She totally forgot me. My grandmother, who raised me from X time to X time, basically was, when I was born premature, she took care of me. She totally forgot me. She shopped for all the kids in the family, and my brother, and my mother and father, and then I go to the thing, and my grandfather hands me a fistful of money, and says, "Your grandmother forgot you existed."
Oh no! So
yeah.
That's why it's like, check it twice and 3 times.
She just totally forgot me. So.
I always do my official list. My family, we exchange names, and we put everything on the list. And one of our things is that once you submit your Christmas list, you cannot buy that item for yourself.
Yeah.
Okay.
Haven't I heard members of your family? Can you buy this?
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah.
It's not to mention that we bought our own presents that we want, and then we let other people buy it from us.
Yeah, I've heard that. Have you got something that I can buy for?
Oh yeah, because it's like, oh, I didn't get so and so a present. Did you buy something we can share since you already work?
Yeah. That sharing's a big thing. So.
Mm-hmm. The other part on that list is you also have coworkers at work. So sometimes that list. When you add all these people, you may realize you thought I don't have that many relatives that we're buying for, but your list, which you might have thought was going to have 5 people, could easily have 20 to 30 people on there.
You don't want to get involved with a business thing because you really...
Well, because sometimes they have office parties.
Yep.
And there's exchanges at office parties, so you can either A, choose not to participate, or B, sometimes maybe the office parties...
It's called don't participate at the office party or the company picnic, and they know who you are.
That's right. See? So you should participate.
I also got left out at the company Christmas picnic one year. I was the oldest child, and they gave everything to the younger ones, and I'm a year older. But I see, I got the pleasure of giving the toys out to all of those younger than me.
Oh, yeah,
and when it come to me, I didn't get I got ignored a lot.
Actually, I'm going to change the order of this. I'm going to say plan for extra gifts. Because
always have spares.
And this is, right, because part of it is, you have an office party, you have, let's see, you decide you're going to go over to somebody else's house for the holidays, and you're going as a guest. Well, it's always nice to bring something. So that extra gift, usually probably some of the easiest things to do is food.
Yeah.
Okay. Like you have an extra box of See's candies.
Yeah. Something that, what we used to do, they can't do it as much, is go out the 26th of December, and we'd pick up things for the next year to give to people. They just have a closet that you go, here's something, that's what they might want.
Well, and usually, a really expensive box of tea, because some of those can be very expensive.
Yeah.
Note cards, these are generally things that you just have on hand that are nice gifts, and they're kind of unisex, good for all different types of ages. For
the children, you go buy, you have shaving lotion and perfume that you can buy on real good sale the 26th, so that when I didn't get my daddy something.
Yeah.
So you go to the closet, then you wrap this stuff up and give it to the family member, and they give it to them. Yeah.
Number 3. So that was number 2. Number 3 is know your limits.
Well, that's always shot.
I know. Part of it is this is not the most fun part, but you got to know your limits. Whether it's, what your credit card limit is, what your budget is for shopping this season.
I never saw anybody ever stick to their budget when it comes to...
Well, part of it is most people, I don't know, most people
can't be done.
But you have an idea beforehand.
You try not, I think my mother said she tried not to go more than 10% over what she budgeted in a year. Because they're just, prices fluctuate.
They do. And I also, part of it is when you're shopping is I always have the list of things that I want to buy for people, and then things that I want to buy myself when they're on really good prices. Because you always have to have that little leeway. Yeah. Let's see. Number 4, shop with a credit card.
Which is funny, and they tell you don't use credit cards.
Well, actually, this is the reason I'm going to tell you is because some credit cards will offer you additional discounts.
Yeah.
Money back, right? Like on some of mine, I think on my Discover card, I get a percentage back for everything I spend. Sometimes if you use particular credit cards, well, actually you get additional discounts. Special buying, I don't know.
They give you buying guides. They'll get, okay, the credit card companies, especially mine, will send you out a list of things that that you can get like a 10 to 15% discount if you purchase these items at this store.
Right.
And they tend to be stores you frequent a lot because they know what you're using your credit card for.
Because you've been using your credit card.
Isn't that amazing how that works?
So, those are really good reasons to do it. The other reason is they track your purchases. For example, when I go to Best Buy, I don't worry about my receipts so much because I know that anything I bought, I put through my Rewards Zone credit card and they can just look at my account. Okay? That makes it really easy. If you go to other stores, I think Target is the same way, is you give them your credit card that you bought it on, That's where it helps if you do all of this type of shopping on the same credit card, and they can pull up your receipt.
Isn't that amazing how that works?
I know, because most people think, oh yeah, it's better to shop in cash. Cash does not give you the receipt the same way, and there's no track.
That's right.
So that's why I say shop with a credit card. I know, even though everybody says, don't shop with a credit card. Yes, some very good reasons too. Number 5, shop early.
That's always the best thing there, because this one has to do with the fact that inventories are thin. And when they had big inventories and would order more to fill in, that was different. Those days are over.
If you see something that you like that's really going to fit in, it's just the time to buy it. Then you can worry about price matching later, which we're going to be getting to. Also, if you shop early, you're going to have an idea of either what's on sale. Well, actually, you may just have a choice into getting what you want. This really is where the early bird gets the worm.
Yeah.
What?
No, it's just why a lot of people are, they're basically outright, they're out in June, July, August, September buying things, because a lot of them know too now that the inventories are slim. You may not get what you want, even because they'll start raising prices. So.
Well, the other part is if you miss out on what you really want to buy, I mean, there's always the option of you give the person, your loved one, a picture of what you think you want to buy for them.
Yeah.
Tell them, I know it's not quite the same. But you know, there's certain things, like for example, if you're buying a computer for your kid, right, and you don't know exactly what they want,
then you're screwed.
It may be better that unless they're giving you a specific list, that you just say you're buying a computer for them and then you go out shopping afterwards.
Well, because my mother would say, go ask your father to tell you what he wants for Christmas.
Well, we always did shopping lists.
Yeah.
I mean, and everybody submits their list, and then you know what everybody wants.
Yeah, but we were kids. We'd always change our minds, but the adults didn't.
We had to submit shopping lists for we had different shopping lists, one for grandma and then one for mom.
Yeah. Well, we had those. We had a problem because my father basically, he was in the entertainment business. He also built houses, and this time of the year is a dead time for house sales. So you would basically try to figure out what you mostly. Like Notaspringchick knows, we'd buy cheeses, candies, and stuff, which were simple, and then we'd save the big ticket stuff until after a house sold or something. Then we'd go out shopping. But Christmas, our house was how many presents you could get for under the tree. Didn't make any difference how expensive they were. How many? Everybody would count the presents. I got one more than you did.
Oh gosh.
We're mercenary.
I think that depends on your age. Right. Number 6. Park in well-lit area.
Yeah.
And with your gifts out of sight.
This is one of those times where I grew up with people that try to drive around for 20 minutes trying to find a parking space up close. But if you're a woman and you have a family, children with you, you want to park up close on shopping. You don't want to take your kids and the merchandise and clean to the back of any parking lot, no matter how well lit it is.
Nope. Yeah, this really is, it's worth it to be up close.
That's a police officer's tip from my father. My father would say the only time I didn't bitch about the woman and her kids parking up close was during the holidays, because I wouldn't let my family park at the back of the lot because of a police officer.
Yep.
They really do. People, okay, and right now, people that aren't thieves will steal your presents because they don't have anything to give to their children. So
you're thinking, oh no, they're too honest for that. Well,
they'll snatch and grab because they have nothing to give. So they'll take from the person. They figure the logical thing, well, they have so much.
Yeah.
Yeah, but sometimes that having so much is basically all they actually have in this world.
Yeah. So it's just really important. And so part of it is sometimes you don't want to park, and maybe you're doing valet parking. You know, they always say that they do a lot of security for valet parking.
God, the car's going to be parked 5 miles away.
You know, it depends on where the valet's parking.
I mean, they're not necessarily parking the car in the structure you're at. They could be parking them 5 blocks down the street.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes they're in a sequestered area and you can see where they all are. But other times it's like, do they lock your car? They have all the keys.